Setia Eco Park started in year 2004, and we bought the land in 2003. It was 18 years ago, and we won the award. We're thankful for the award given by Prix Excellence for the both master plan as well as the low rise. It was back to 2007 and 2010. And this is the presentation overview. I like to just show it to you. I will run through it. And this, as you can see, that it was a palm oil estate. It was not a forest. It is a story of a transformation of a typical plantations into the award-winning project. And we want to take this opportunity to thank my colleagues, my comrades, as well as my shareholder for trusting us and give us opportunity for this wonderful project. I started a career 25 years ago with Setia, SP Setia, as a project manager. And I spent almost all the time doing development, design, site implementation, executions. And today, I would like to share with you some of the things that we have done at the Setia Eco Park. SP Setia Berhad is actually started in 1974. It's a construction company, and later we turned into the development, property development. We have a presence in Vietnam, Australia, Singapore, China, United Kingdom, and Japan. It was the successful story of the Setia Eco Park that transformed the company into the international development, property development company. And these, a lot of decisions, a major decision was made in Setia Eco Park, just like the Battersea Power Station development in London. It was the decision was made in this Setia Eco Park head office. Right, I'm going through the introductions. This is a very beautiful picture. First time I turn back and I look at the picture when we do the show house. Every time we do a project, we do a show house, an experiment to see how the things look like, what sort of thing needed to change. And we call it a Valley of Dream. It was from the far side of interchange. I saw it's beautiful. And first time we advertise this picture, and actually it's actually wow, our local property scene. And when we submitted the plan and the entry in 2006, we didn't expect to win, because at that time, when we came out this Setia Eco Park concept, a lot of people don't really believe it. It was the Prix Excellence give us this award at 2006 Best Master Plan. That give the whole team the confidence, and we can convince the shareholder as well as the management that this is the right concept we should go for. It was the recognitions of the Prix Excellence that give us a confidence and propel us into the different category of development. And again, 2010, they recognize us again, and there's no turning back. And subsequently, it was proven that Prix Excellence make the right decision. The rest of the award was given by all the institutions, by Malaysian Landscape Architect, Malaysia Institute of Planner. The rest is history, and we are very honored that the Prix Excellence make these recognitions. And we didn't realize that back in 2004, 18 years ago, we started a journey called ESG, what they call it today. It's about the ecology, sustainability, and governance. We didn't even name it, because at that time, we only want to do one thing. We want to make sure that we are just a passenger and a visitor to this earth, and we want to do a development that do not hurt the Mother Earth as well as the life live around in our development. And it was the very emotional project for us, and we started this. Now people talk about ESG, we started to think, oh, 18 years ago we started. I would suggest that whoever talk about ESG, it's not about report after report, it's about the emotional connections of your morality as well as a professionalism, right? First of all, we're going to talk about development overview. And because of these recognitions, and because of people start to recognize that Prix Excellence really recognize outstanding project, and we have the confidence to continue with the project and continue to came out innovations, continue to add value to the project and the creativity innovations. And it started at 2004, it was just a 2.2 billion ringgit of project. Today, we are having about 6 billion ringgit of project. And the profit generated is about 0.82 million. And today we are running about the profit about 870 million. It's talk about 100, easily close to about 150 million pounds. And since then, we are doing well, and we have one of the most successful projects whereby we have 250 million ringgit of deposit. We still got a land bank of 200 acres of development values. Right, I'm going to roll very fast now because time is running out. This project is in Malaysia and is in Selangor. And when we developed this project, it was an overall concept. When we first time bought 4,000 acres of land, we want to have a place specially designed for the eco team. And if you look at this project, there are 864 acres. It takes you about 3-4 hours to walk through the whole development. There are so many waterway, park, forest park, and it is only way to experience it is to walk through it. And there's all together is about close to 3,400 homes over here, all on the high end, semi-detached and detached houses. And we talk about ESG. When we first started the project, instead of like no other developer, just build and build and build. For us, we think that we have the moral obligation to make sure the amenity, the infrastructure are all in place before even people, our customer, move into environment. And as you know, that is a green field. It is totally a palm oil estate. What we want to do is, first thing is make sure that all infrastructure, community service and support are all in place before they move in. First, we spend 150 million to build the interchange to make sure that the infrastructure are all connected to the major highway. Second, we have to invest quite a bit of money to invite Tesla to come in to provide the support over here. And then we build international school, and then we build a city mall. It's part of our overall strategy development. All this actually invested a lot of money just to make sure when the people come here, it's not living in the jungle. And further than that, we have a plan doing extension as the time go by, and we build a clubhouse. At the point when they move in, the customer have all these things, and the gym, all the most important, all the amenities are all in place before customer move in. And as we progress, and then we build more and more amenities. For example, last 2 years ago, we just built the first solar power hybrid F&B hub. This is to make sure that the musical fountain are powered by the sun, the solar panels, and all the surrounding fan lighting are all powered by the solar. And this is a beautiful place. That's where I don't go back home so early, because I end up every night hanging around, having coffee and drinks in the pubs before I go home. And this is a beautiful picture. I prefer to show you more beautiful picture so that you can see these real things happening now. Come along and you will enjoy. The residents now start to realize the value. Because of all this amenity we put in, the value will increase 3 times. When we first started the semi-detached house, we're selling about 659,000. Today, you can't get one for less than 1.8 million. So it's the sustainability, it's the developer, we put in all the effort and put in the concept and the appreciations, and everybody wins. That's what we really want. And community support, and we have a shoes-free zone whereby the residents connect with the earth. Okay, this is all the outlet we have, from Japanese restaurant to cafe, pubs, everything. Okay, and we talk about eco-sustainability. When we first started this project 18 years ago, there are little documentations or literature about eco concepts. So we have to start invent new things. Think about what is the basic things that we should preserve. Conservation and preservations. We think that we must design with the topography. Don't destroy the earth. Don't cut here, cut there. The most topography is the most beautiful by nature. We will follow the topography and design. And if you look at this picture, it is original topography mapping. And we design the whole concept according to the topography, minimize the earthwork, things like that. And this is another picture recently taken. Our building houses on the slope, blend with the natures. And we talk about biodiversity. And we realize that we do not come here to destroy whatever things, living things, the fish, the insect. already live in this earth for thousands of years. We come to try to coexist with them. We work with specialists. We don't have the knowledge. We work with the zoo. We work with the butterfly park to learn how to do things like conservations. Right, conservation about that. One of the first thing we do is I found this thing is so beautiful and we must conserve. The minute we came in a heavy earthfall, they're all gone forever. You then cannot find them. You make them disappear from earth. So we learn how to do it. Okay, every butterfly got a food plant for the nectar plant. We learned that every butterfly must have a survival, a basic survival plan for them. So these are the research we've done. Which butterfly, which plant for the caterpillar to survive, and later then we do the nectar plant for them to have a next cycle. It's so many butterflies over here, and you just take a look, and you really admire that these guys have been there for thousands of years. They continue to stay with the resident, and the resident been educated so that they learn that it is something that we have to coexist together. Don't destroy them, nurture them. Okay, these are the ones. Sometimes we help the nature a bit by putting a lot of effort to sustain them, to make sure that they have a difficult time to survive. We give a helping hand. And conservation fish, because we've got so many waterways, there are many fishes around, and we think that is the best mosquito control measure. So they are there, don't destroy them, continue to provide the support and the clean water for them to survive. And today, all these animals continue to survive, and we just have to manage the otter. If they eat too many of the fishes, we have to catch 1 or 2 to dispose in the forest, and to make sure that they are all balanced. And now the residents learn that the conservation is the best way to go, and they enjoy instead of catching them. And we enforce the rule. Anybody try to fish use a rope to fish in a pond will be punished. And now everybody actually follow rules. These are the real pictures we have in the park. And then conservation of birds. There are many birds around, and this is the woodpecker. You go there, you sit there, you will see them flying around. And the types of plant we plant is to provide food for them, nesting, and walking in the park is walking to the nature. These are the things are not difficult to do. It just have to put in heart and soul, and not to be hypocrite to say I'm doing green and not destroy everything. These are the things I personally enjoy. One of my seniors said that I take a hobby to the work. That's exactly what happened. But it makes money, okay? And I know I'm running out of time. Just to show a nice picture we have there. These are the things you will see in the park. They coexist with us. Okay. And trees as well. We planted a lot of trees. We transplant a lot of trees. Instead of chopping them down, we transplant them so that they have a chance to survive. So that we don't have to dispose a dead tree. We don't have to buy a new tree. All the carbon footprints reduce. Just transplant it. There are techniques of how to do it. And we learned quite a lot. One of the projects we have done 1,500 trees transplant in 1.5 years using the GPS system. There's another project actually won the Prix Excellent. There's another session we'll talk about it. So I'm going through about 15 minutes now. I still have 5 more minutes. Sustainability. And when we come to this project, we don't follow a lot of standard design by the authority. We challenge them why the roads are so big, why you want to waste so much gravel, so much the tarmac on the road. We use engineering calculation to prove to them that the vehicle capacity ratio, you do not need a big road. Hopefully you do a small road, let the tree grow on top of it, and it will be beautiful. These are the big old pictures. New pictures, most of them cover with trees. And solar panel, we are the first one in Malaysia go on the big scale. Today, I'm quite happy to say that there's a little power plant over here. We got a 2 megawatts of solar panel producing electricity day and night. I have a 10 kilowatt peak in my house, and I'm quite happy with it. If we need to, we're going to increase the capacity. 2 megawatts is fantastic. This is the typical picture we have. And we design all the fountain with the solar power. And just to tell people that you enjoy the beautiful thing, but you do not need to burn too much, do not need to burn the fossil fuel to power it. And this is a crystal fountain, which actually recently broken. We had to build it again. And every piece of design is actually an in-house design. We sit down together, we design. You can't find anywhere else. This is using onyx to design the roof. It took us about 1 year to think how to group the pieces together so that we can go in under the roof, look at the onyx the patterns under the sun, and it's very beautiful. It was our own design. And then we have a waterfall, because a typical slope is just a slope. It's quite ugly. And we designed this one, we call it Elizabeth Fall. I don't know how we name it, but then it sounds like a nice name. So, and it's a solar power. And we track the sunrise and the sunset. We make sure that they are all balanced. And when the fountain design, we split into 2 stages. Sometimes it's a not so busy hour. We switch on half of the fountain waterfall, and during the peak time, we double it so that it looks beautiful. Right, we have a lot of water parks, so many parks walking next to the forest, and this is the typical design. Every pieces we do is actually crafted it, put in the emotion. Everybody sit down and say, what do you like to live? You have to design the environment as good as for your family. That's how the way we think of doing it. We still have about 2 minutes. I'm very conscious about the time. Just show you the nice picture and some of the sketches we have done. Okay, this is a paddy terrace. We put this is a drain. Actually, a plant paddy. So we enjoy the birds come and eat them. It's so beautiful, you know. Then when the wind blow, they fly away. It's just something that we found that is so beautiful and so enjoyable. Picture. Even the covered crossing we designed as a bridge for the grapes. And just show you things that they recognize us for the uniqueness of the design, and most of them is a quite emotional pieces for us. The twin rose pond to celebrate my twins, and ask me why twin rose. I say I love to have a girl, but I end up 2 boys. And just a joke anyway. Okay, the sunflower. It was after the trips where I have about 1-2 minutes. We went to St. Petersburg, and everybody taking photographs of sunflower. I said that in Malaysia it's full of sun. Why don't you plant a beautiful sunflower, and then we take the seed every 6 months, we rejuvenate. And this is a permanent feature for us in the Setia Eco Park. Right, pocket park, every house next to it have a small pocket park for them to enjoy. And then security system. This security system is a Changi Airport. I went to Changi Airport in Singapore. I saw the security system, I like it. And I said, why don't I bring it back to my residence? And so it is good at Changi Airport. It's called AG Fence. Right, this is a security system. Architecture, we do all sort of experiment, modern design, tropical, all sort of things. Sometimes we do English, sometimes we do about Malay, and to cater for all the type of customer. And this is quite emotional. We call it Arudina. It's an orchid created by our research station in Malaysia. The marriage between Vietnamese orchid and the Indian orchid, so they can survive the environment. So all the clubhouse, everything was designed according to this color. Okay. Community. We don't build houses and hand over. We continue to be there. Actually, I end up moving into the community with my family to live with the community. Okay. Next, we are 20 minutes. Give me 1 minute to finish. We are very lucky to have a forest next to us. And we are very conscious about the forest next to us because we have a lot of animals, a lot of bird life, and we live with it, and we try to preserve it. We try to hunt down some of the cats, some of the dogs, so make sure those animals stay there, continue to be there. And on and on, we go in to do some there are turtles, there are monkeys, there are eagles. It is a beautiful sight. One day, just come along, we just walk through the forest for 2 hours. These are the animals living next to us. And we make sure none of our people will destroy them. We got a lot of photographs, a lot of documentation we never publish. We worry about poaching. This is the lakes next to us, and we have a benefit to enjoy the things. Right, this is a forest view again. This Sunday, we're going to walk inside the forest to look at the forest again. And because of the environment we created, so friendly, even a hornbill supposed to be in Borneo is a common sight in our development because we planted the red palms in our garden, and these birds actually come and eat them. So very often when they come out to the forest and start to eating the palm, the community all rush out. So there are many pictures of these beautiful things. Okay, 20 minutes up. Am I okay? Right, I'm going to show you a video, and I have just traveled in light speed, squeezing 19 years into 20 minutes. Thank you. Let's see the video. Enjoy. Okay. Okay, I think this is the end of the video. Thank you.